properly, properly developed, then you don't topple in your life. And so those three dimensions are, one is family, two is career, third is society. And we have to have all the three dimensions. There are days when we fail in one of those areas. We can fail in our career. The other two dimensions will take care of us. The societal angle that we are doing, whatever society work we are doing, that will take care of us. There are times when family will fail. There can be bad things, there can be losses of people, close people. The other two dimensions will take care. So please let us all ensure that all these three dimensions are predominant and we grow in all the three dimensions. When I say three dimensions, not like me physically, but really emotionally and spiritually in all the three dimensions, so that whenever we are having issue with one dimension, the other two dimensions take care of us and we do a better job in the society. And whatever opportunities we have been getting, in fact, we are privileged, lots of us are privileged to have been given lots of opportunities, but yesterday we had the discussions in our organization where some of them had to fight for their opportunities also. And I'm extremely proud of all those girls who fought for their opportunities and they're trying to break the glass ceiling. If you go back into their villages, those remote villages and all that, probably they are one of those most highly educated people in those girls in that village. And we are extremely proud of you. Thank you for joining QualiZeal. Thank you for being with us. And you're all inspiration actually. Every day I come to office, I get the energy from you all. I personally get the inspiration from you all. So extremely happy to be part of the organization and be part of all of you. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Sushma. That's very inspirational to hear on the dimensional theory. We have been hearing a lot in all different angles. Madhumurthy sir has said three different types, and then Shabnam ma'am has said on the view about from the science industry, and you from the three-dimensional way. Good to have hearing from all different ways, but that will not stop us from not doing anything. I think we are very enthusiastic and strong, and we'll get going from here. Lastly, we would not stop there. We still have our beautiful chief guest who's here, who's been heard from most of the QualiZeal team members, Manisha Sabu, to please address the gathering.
Madam, back ke baat karo na.
I would like to stand, and I don't mind if the recording is not there. Because there are almost 20% who can't even see me.
Yeah, please stand. Whichever you are comfortable, please do that.
Yeah. And I'm just worried that there is a group, Madhu, who can't see us because they're standing. This is better? Yeah, perfect. I have to use this? First of all, Madhu, I feel these girls are so lucky that you are hosting them in Western. And Infosys, I never have this kind of budget. And we do it always in campus. We say, "Boss, budget, kitna budget kidhar se aayega?"
You wanted a larger hotel and a 7-star hotel.
Abhi banana padega na 7-star.
There is no hotel that is available to meet his expectations.
And as soon as I walked in and I looked and I got like, oh my God, all the ladies are so beautifully dressed. And I just like, every day don't want to think about dressing. I just wear a white shirt, blue jeans and leave. So just like every day I did it and I realized I made a mistake. Everybody here is so much, doing so pretty. This is like a homecoming for me. Because my first serious job and my first manager was Madhu. If you tell anybody Manisha was little teary-eyed, they will not believe because everybody knows me as such a strong woman, don't mess with her. But today there will be some sentiments. First of all, how many of you feel that you are privileged? Please raise your hand.
Yes.
How many of you feel you are privileged? And I raise my hand very, very, very high, because I feel I'm extremely privileged, because from where I come to where I am today, it has been a very long journey, and I have a long way to go yet. Why do I feel I'm privileged? And why I believe that all, especially the girls here, are very, very privileged? A, we are privileged to be born. 3,323 girls every day in India are murdered before they're born. So somebody in our family took the right decision and said, okay, let's welcome this child, whatever way, gender, whatever way she comes or he is born. So that's a big thing, which we don't appreciate typically, we take it for granted. Second thing, only about 30% of women in India have privilege to have the education level which we have. Do you agree? So we are privileged to get the education. Somebody spent money on us, sent us to school, college, gave us the education. I know very brilliant girls in my own family who were denied education, saying, and she showed the potential. She was clearing all the exams, she was topper in class. And they said, इसको अगर हम CA कराएंगे, इसको CA बनना है, इसको CA कराएंगे, तो इससे शादी कौन करेगा? हमारे को प्रॉब्लम होगा उसके लिए लड़का देखने को, नहीं, उसको नहीं कराना है. And she was denied chartered accountancy education. And we were given whatever we aspired for, and sometimes we were forced into it. Maybe your parents just told you, you have to become engineer, right? Maybe even that happened. So you realize that you're privileged, please raise your hand if you feel that yes, you are privileged to be educated and doing a job. Doing job is another big thing. So many families say, education तक ठीक है, but job नहीं. अपने घर में क्या कमी है? Heard about it ever?
Yes.
अब हमारे घर में क्या कमी है? Why should you work? So we are allowed to work, we are allowed to do the education, somebody spend money on it, second important thing. And the third big privilege that we have is we are working with Madhu. You welcome. I'm saying it from my heart, Madhu. It's a big privilege that I started my career with Madhu as my manager. I'll come to that little later. When I asked Madhu yesterday, Madhu, what do I talk about? Madhu said, talk about your career journey. Or talk about your life journey rather. And I'm going to do that. I hope you enjoy it. And you learn something from it. The journey started, first thing that comes to my mind is education, right? That's the first journey. So the education journey started with the first school I stepped into was a government boys school. Okay? Government boys school, not girls school. Because I had 3 elder brothers, I just followed them to school. They used to go to school, even I wanted to go. Whichever school they go, I would go to that. So I went there and I sat in those classes. The last intervention which I attended, which was education formal as an executive education, was at Stanford. So it was a journey from government boys school to Stanford. And it did not happen automatically. As she said, I followed up for almost 2 years. I used to tell my manager, I want to go to Stanford, I want to go to Stanford. So whenever there was a batch getting prepared, I didn't belong to that batch because that was only senior readers in Infosys. So I was a little junior by that standard. But I like to push my envelopes. That is where I want to go. Like she said, that aspire, think big. So I had this big thought that I want to go to Stanford. How will it happen if I don't tell people? She mentioned it, right? Talk to your manager, tell them. So I would, every time the batch is getting formed, somebody somewhere would tell me कि batch बन रहा है. So I would go and tell my manager, even if somebody, okay, by the way, I try to understand from people. There was a colleague who went, I asked him, how did you go? So he said, I went because my manager was not going, he didn't have time. So he said, you go. And I went. I said, oh, ऐसा भी होता है. So I knew ऐसा होता है. So then I said, okay, I will also do that. I started telling everybody, if anybody is getting dropped, please put my, I have visa, I can go at last minute, I'll manage my time, I'll make sure my deliveries are perfect, but push my case into Stanford based. And Madhu, I got that. 2 years of follow. I do not want to tell you that things happened automatically and I was best of the best in the world. So people told me, Manisha, here is red carpet for you. Please go to Stanford. Like she said, doesn't happen. Okay, the people you see at the top did not get there because they said, I'll pray and I'll let things happen because I'm the greatest. I want to be on the list even if I'm not the best because I deserve it. I believe that I deserve it. And I know I'll make the best use of it. Do you think it makes sense? Anybody who feels, no, that's not how things should happen? Anybody who feels that yes, you would like to give it a try, next time you will push the envelope. Anybody please raise hand, please have courage to raise hand. Yes, thank you. At least 1, 2, 3 people feel that. Please push the envelope. Don't wait for being the best of the best to get your name on the top. I know I'm not the best. I told you just now, when Kalyan comes in picture, I would say just shut up Manisha and listen to him. He's the best.
All of us.
Okay.
All of us,
right? So, there are people who are so much better, but then we are our only chance. We can only depend on ourselves. And whatever we have is whatever we have. Can you inject something into yourself? Yeah, you can study, yes. But then still, this is the package that God has gifted you, and this is what you are. You need to make the best out of it. So you need to take every chance that you have, without waiting for somebody to realize it and put your name in the list. Because somebody else from my category did go now. That means even I can go. Okay? That was the journey of, and believe me, none of the things which I'm going to tell you here are the things which you will hear from any leader. No leader will come and say, you know what, this is I did to get into Stanford. They would like you to believe Stanford because Manisha was very deserving, topmost of the brain in Infosys. That's why she went to Stanford. No, it was not the case. I was just persistent, consistent, clear that what I want. So that's why it happened. Okay. So that was the education journey. Career journey. Career journey is even more weird. Because though education journey I told you beginning and end, in between I'll tell you. I did 12th, I was in Maharashtra 10+2, typical standard. And in 10th you need to decide whether to do engineering, medicine or what stream. I didn't want to decide, so I said I'll do both. So I got admission in engineering also and medicine also. Then again I had to decide whether to do engineering. At some point you have to take decisions, right? How long will you postpone? But luckily it was decided for me where I was underage for medicine. If you are underage for medicine, you can go to medicine after 1 year. So I said, okay, ek saal engineering kar lete hain. So I went to NIT Nagpur. After 1 year, I said, all my friends are ahead of me. I don't want to study with people. My seniors are my friends. They will drag me. So I don't want to go to medicine. See how silly the reasons are. Okay? And then I said, okay, let me do engineering. 1 year done, 3 more years, done with education. Here I'll have to study 5 years. Better do 3 years. But the problem was, in engineering I was in electronics and power. Electronics and power, I couldn't see electrons. I couldn't understand what are they teaching me. So I decided, okay, I want to be an engineer with first-class degree. Yes, figured out that the degree is given, the degree certificate may first class or second class will depend on what is your percentage in the last year of engineering. So I said 3 years I'll enjoy. 4th year I'll get 59.9. What is the objective?
So 3 years of masti and 4th year of studies.
Yeah, 3 years you have to clear, no? So start studying in Jan, give exam in March and clear. That most of the engineers know. So, so anyway, so what happened because of this kind of attitude? when it came to deciding career, I was not clear. I was like, kuch bhi chalta hai. Life was like that. Whatever comes my way. Okay. So, kuch bhi chalta hai, main without any radarless ship kind of a thing, my actual IT career started 13 years after completing education. For 13 years I was doing whatever, small business, whatever came my way, I was doing that. If I have to put it positively, I'll say I kept the spark alive. Okay? But 13 years of gap, that's when I realized, my God, I need to do something with this life. And why did I realize that? Again, I'll be very, very honest. I used to look at all these advertisements on TV. Very smartly dressed ladies, traveling globally, and working with corporate world, and having meetings like this, very glamorous, right? For an outsider doing some small business, this is very different world, and I wanted to enjoy this world. And I always expected that my husband will do something big or do something, and I'll have this kind of life. And I realized that it's very unfair to expect it from somebody else and it's almost like delegating your dreams, right? If this is the life of the dream that I want and I'm expecting it from my husband, it's very unfair on him and very stupid on myself, because I was equally educated, I was equally capable, I had equal opportunities. So why don't I take control of my life and make the most out of it? Instead of saying my father-in-law will do it, my father will do it, my husband will do it, they will give me what I want, I said I need to take charge of my life and I need to get the life which